Hello there and welcome. Today I want to talk about 10 questions you must ask your prospect. 10 questions that you truly must ask your prospect. But before you even think about asking your prospect any questions, you need to earn the right to ask them. All right? So in other words, you just don't arrive there and start pinging questions at people. It's very important that you earn the right. So I'm going to assume that you've earned the right to, in fact, ask some questions to them, all right? Now, if you want some information, thoughts, and help about how to actually start a sales conversation, then I've created videos on that already. And if you want some help with that, send me a personal message and I'll give you a link to it, okay? But this is not the start of a sales conversation. This is assuming you've already started a conversation. And now what are the questions you're going to ask in order to get them to open up to you, all right? But before we do that, my name is Peter Beckett. I'm the Village Marketer. And as always, talking to you from my little Thai village, way up near the Cambodian border. And let me just recognize a few people. Ian Watts, thank you for joining. Peter Carr, thank you for joining. Ilya, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed, guys. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. It's very, very special to me. So 10 questions you must ask every single prospect, right? Remember, we're assuming you've earned the right to ask them. But even when you have earned the right to ask them, you should still get permission. So the first thing you'd say is this: may I ask you some questions? And here is a really good example of the question you can actually ask, because in their head, this is the start of a sales type conversation, right? In their head, there's one thing they're thinking about, okay? In fact, a lot. What are you trying to do? Can I really trust this person? Are you the person I can deal with? What are you going to try and sell me? How much is it going to cost? All those things are running around in their head right now, right? So for example, if they have a question, look, how much do you charge? Here is a perfect answer to that question. And it's one that you should always say. You should say, sure, I can help you with that. But is it okay if I ask you a few questions first so I can give you the most accurate information I can? Is that okay with you? All right. What that does is it diffuses the whole situation. And by the same token, it shows them that you're interested in finding out about them and that you will show them what the actual prices are involved. And by the way, they will be at cost to them until such time that they view it as an investment. And that's your call. You have to make sure that the value you add to them gives them the opportunity to regard that as an investment rather than a cost. Lynette, thank you for joining me. Okay, good to see you very much indeed. So that's the first question. The second one is, tell me, where are you now in relation to your business? Okay, especially in relation to your business goals. Where are you right now? And think that through. Thirdly, what is your desired destination? Okay, what is your desired destination and why? Why is that important to you? So you're asking where they are right now, and then you're asking them, what is their desired destination? And in the middle of those two questions, you need to dig deep. For example, you'll be asking things like, tell me more about that. Let me see if I get this right, okay? And of course, you're recording their answers. All stages, you're recording their answers. And you are confirming with them that your understanding is right using their words. Very important, right? Using their words. So do me a favor. Make sure they see you actually taking the time to write down the information. And you can say, just bear with me a moment. I want to make sure I've got that right. Now, let me give an example. Ilya, you just mentioned to me, for example, that X, Y, and Z. Is that right? Did I understand you correctly? Yeah. Now, and you told me X, Y, Z, and Z was important to you because of A, B, and C. Is that right or not? Have I got you get this right, Peter? Have I understood you correctly? Yes. Okay. Boom. All right. So that's it. So where are you in relation to your business goals right now? And what's your desired destination and why? Okay. Key issue. Where they want to get to and why. What's important to them? What's really driving them? What's it going to look like, feel like, smell like, everything else to them if they get there? Then you've got a really key question to ask. Once you've dealt through all that information and got them to share with you as much as they can, you then say, very simply, Tell me, and I'll take Peter card. Peter, tell me, what's holding you back? What's stopping you from doing it right now? Share with me. Okay? And say nothing. Get them to share with you what's holding them back or what's stopping them right now. And you probably need to help and prompt them. But you have earned that right. You have actually earned that right by this stage, okay? And you might say questions like, tell me, Peter, yeah? Tell me more, Peter, okay? I'm not quite sure I understand that. Give it to me again. What else is there? Okay, get that right. Because you are then getting them to share with you really what their key issue is. What they've told you up until now could have been partially true, but now they're getting to the real point. And that's why these questions are critical, okay? Got that right? Next one. Here's a good question. How do you want the main benefit that you offer to be different in the time frame? How do you want whatever the benefit you offer to be different for you in the time frame? Example. I mean, I'm involved with sales skills coaching, right? And getting people to improve their sales. So to me, I'd say, how would you like your bottom line sales results to be looking in 6 months' time? Okay. Now, whatever your benefit is, mine is bottom line sales results. Whatever yours is, how would you like, boom, whatever you offer to be looking like in whatever time frame you've got? All right. Another one. This is the key one too. Especially if you think, and most of the time that you're thinking rather than theirs, but if you think price is an issue, say to them, what factors other than price are important for you in making a decision? What factors other than price are important to you in making a decision? Think about that. Get them to share with you what else is going to come in play. And while you're doing that, ask them, as far as the decision-making purpose is concerned, are you the person who's going to make the decision, or should we have other people involved in this discussion? So you can get the right decision makers around the table, okay? Another question. When you've had a sort of discussion with them about a whole range of things, say something like this, very simple. How does that fit with what you had in mind? How does that fit with what you had in mind? In other words, you've given some sort of solution. So you can say to them, tell me, how does that fit with what you had in mind? And after each of these questions, keep quiet and listen. Prompt an answer by perhaps shaking your head or whatever it is, but show that you're actively listening. But more importantly, don't say too much. How does that fit with what you had in mind? And then we get to the point when you can, for what a better word, get to the close of the sales conversation. And I'm not saying a closing question, because really what you want is to have the potential prospect so enamored with you, so happy with the value you've given and the clarity you've given them and the interest and understanding and empathy you've given them, that they will want to close themselves. So what you will say to them is this. This could be an example. Lynette, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you got some value from it. Tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourself right now in terms of the situation we're trying to address? How do you feel about that? Scale 1 to 10. 1 being terrible, 10 being perfect, okay? See what they say. Now, if they say, for example, 8, 9, or 10, okay, that means you've done a pretty good job, all right? Which means they're pretty pleased with what you've done and you've given the value to them. But I would still say, I mean, if they gave you a 10, I mean, that's brilliant, really. But I would, whatever they say to you, if it's high, I'd say, look, thank you very much, but that surprises me. Tell me why did you give me such a high score? Why are you asking that question? Think about that. You're asking that question because you want them to confirm to you and also to themselves the value you've just given them. That's what it is. It's reaffirming it, right? However, there's two sides of this coin, right? If they gave you maybe a 7 or less, then you're in a bit of trouble, right? In other words, they haven't perceived the value from what you're offering. So what you would say to them, look, thank you very much for that. Thank you for your honest feedback. 6 out of 10. Wow. Tell me, what did I do wrong? I would really appreciate your feedback. Could you tell me? And so you're going to learn from them what mistakes you made. You will always learn, okay? No one's perfect. You can't win them all. But at this point in time, you could still win that sale by getting them to share with you what you didn't do. And you might think, oh my goodness. I mean, I was talking to Peter about it. Oh my goodness, Peter, I forgot all about that. Hey, look, no excuses. I'm really sorry. Truly. This is what I meant. This is what it is, X, Y, and Z. And you may still recover it, especially if you're honest, transparent, and honorable and ethical, right? So that's that stage. And then the only other question you need to ask them, and there's two ways of saying the same question. One is, tell me, what do you want to do next? Or, what do you think we should do from here? What do you want to do next? Or what do you think we should do from here? And keep quiet. That's getting them the chance to think through. Because more than likely, if they've given you a good rating and you've done the job properly and you've listened and understood and you've shared with them and you really got them to think through themselves with you, they'll probably say, well, tell me, how do I join? When can we get started? Things like that. In other words, they are making the buying decision. You are not doing the selling bit, right? That's the key. Now, there it is. They are questions. I hope if you got a chance to write them down, watch the replay, because they are practical and they work, and I use them every single day. Call to action, and thank you for sharing your time with me. Call to action. Free video. If you're interested, send me a personal message, not a comment. Send me a personal message. If you're watching this on a replay or on a live, a personal message. If you're on Facebook, on YouTube, leave me a comment. And the free video is called Your Prospecting Blueprint. Now, I know most people hate prospecting, right? But if you don't prospect, you're not going to have anyone to talk to. That means you haven't got any questions to ask anybody, right? So here's a way for you. It's a very simple approach to building a prospecting base for yourself, okay? If you're interested, send me a personal message for the free video, Your Prospecting Blueprint. I think you might find it extremely valuable. By the way, I can't do the work for you, but I give you all the things. And I even give you the words to use in certain places as well. So there you go. Hope you found some value. But thank you for the likes and the hearts, etc. Always appreciate you. Thank you very much indeed. And look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Best wishes from Thailand. And good luck with your sales. Bye for now.